I want to thank everyone for coming out on this beautiful day and supporting us. My name is Nicole Pappas, and I'm the board president for Impact Life. I've had the honor to work with our CEO, Dominica Persanti, since Impact Life was a vision many years ago. And in April 2020, Dominica Persanti, one of our pioneers in the field, not only in Delaware but nationally, and a visionary, made that reality. Yeah, thank you, that's right. Made that a reality for us in Delaware. Impact Life hit the ground running and has served local Delawareans, schools, institutions, aiding in supports of workforce development, harm reduction, housing, recovery, prevention, peer support, case management, and the list goes on. We would not have been able to complete any of these goals in supporting our mission without the help of our amazing community partners such as DSAM, HUD, Attack Addiction, DSHA, and many more. We will continue to strive in our vision to support those in recovery, dealing with mental health, and to support future generations, our youth, in educating them on prevention, addiction, and supports available. Brian Stevenson said that each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done. Impact Life continues that vision in their mission statement daily, giving hope to those where hope is lost, helping them rewrite the chapter, a new beginning, a fresh start. Dominica and her amazing team lay the foundation not only for hope, but for that new start. It is with a great honor that I now introduce the HUD Regional Administrator, Matt Heckles. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. What a great day to be in Sussex County. And for me, it's a good day to be home. Well, thank you very much. My name is Matt Heckles. I'm the Regional Administrator for HUD for Region 3, which covers everything from Pennsylvania to Virginia and out to West Virginia. And, a big part of my job is getting out to events like this and events all over the region where I hear what challenges people face. And I think that, one thing we're really perceiving is that we're at this inflection point where we have been focused so much on the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, and recovery from all of the challenges that we faced through the last couple of years. And now we're getting back to focusing on some of the issues that we've worked on for a long time now. And I think substance abuse and mental health and housing is one of those areas where we're refocusing and we're recommitting to our efforts. So I'm glad to see this project coming forward. It's something I've worked on a lot in my career, and I think it's really important to recognize how people should do what they're good at. So people who are good at housing should do housing. People who are good at supportive services should do supportive services. But people, at the end of the day, need both. People that we serve need both of those things to get through their recovery process. That sounds loud. And that's what this project will do. It'll bring both of those things together, provide permanent, stable, and affordable housing for the women that will be served here, and the supportive services that they need. So we're thrilled that HUD can be a part of the funding to make this program a reality. It's a wonderful site. I'm excited to see that it involves not only the housing and the supportive services, but does so in a very sort of a comprehensive way, bringing in the agricultural and farming piece to it, the arts and other components that I think will really make it be successful. So Director Young, and I see a lot of your team and my former colleagues here. It's great to see all of you, and thank you very much for the opportunity to be a part of this great project and to speak with you here today. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today? That is embarrassing. So we have here an opportunity to change the lives of women throughout our state, in particular Western Sussex, where issues of addiction are running rampant. This is a beacon of hope and certainly opportunity. So when I say good afternoon, I need a little bit more than that. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much. So, all right, let's get this thing rolling. I will be quick. I know my team is like, no, you ain't. I want to start how I want to finish. And with that is expressing gratitude and thanks to everyone that has helped to put this together. Special thanks to our HUD regional administrator with a strong and long title, Matt Heckles, Maria Bynum, who is also here, the amazing Maria, do such amazing work. One of the more knowledgeable people that I know, and certainly I call for questions, thoughts, and advice. Also want to give a special shout out to Joanna Champney with DSAM, and also Alexia Wolf. It's crazy. So I've known Joanna for like 10 years now, and I've spoken to Alexia on the phone for like the last 4 years. This is like my first time ever meeting her. But it's just the times that we're living in. And I also want to thank the team from the Impact Life Farm and Dominica. I want to give a huge round of applause for them. I've known Dominica almost 10 years, like 9 years, something like that. I remember I had one of her previous jobs, she ran a program, what's it called? Moms? Wish. It was called Wish. Yeah. And so, it wasn't Mom's Wish?
We had Mothers in Reentry.
Mothers in Reentry, okay. So it was Wish, and I would come there as like occasionally on Thursdays, and there were women that were going through addiction issues, alcohol addiction, drug addiction, things of that nature, and it was a support group and a lot of peer supports, and it was packed. Every time you would go there, it is hot because there's so many people packed in this room in the basement, correct?
Yes.
And it was a ton, but more importantly, it was a lot of love, a lot of support, a lot of non-judgment and understanding. And I can only imagine with the work that she has done there, and this is almost 10 years ago, what it will mean here. I also want to thank the DSHA team. Yeah, I'm going to call you out. Alice, please raise your hand, Alice. Stephanie Griffin, our Director of Development. R. Susan Alliance in Kent County's own. Devin Manning over here, who just had baby number 3. It feels like yesterday. And where is Lori? Lori is with a camera somewhere. She's in the back. And Cindy DeCon. Where's Cindy? There she is. I want to thank them for all their work in helping to make this happen. This is like some of the coolest things for me because you actually like tangibly get to see something, and you can see how it's going to impact and change lives. In a time like this is where we haven't been able to really be out for almost 3 years. This is amazing. And I just want to say, when it comes to housing, I use this line all the time. I always say that your roots determine your routes. Your ROOTS determines your ROUTES. The strength of your roots being housing and your home and where you live, your domicile, that impacts your roots and where you go and how long you're able to go, how far you're able to go. And so this to me is a deposit on having strong roots for women that will come through here that desperately need it right now. And so I cannot thank you all enough for the work that you do, the work that you are going to do, and inspire others to carry on in their journey through their routes in order to even do better things within their community. So I thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I'm just excited to be here. So thanks again.
So it's hard to follow Eugene, but I'm going to try. My name is Joanna Champney. I'm the Division Director for the Division of Substance Abuse and Mental Health here in Delaware. And I really want to thank Impact Life, Domenica Persanti and her team for having my team out. We're really excited to be here to celebrate this really important day. I've introduced myself. I want to tell you who else is here from DSAM. I'm going to ask them to raise their hands. I've got Deputy Director Franny Marty here with me, Brent Waninger, Karen Records, Roseanne Faust. I think that's everybody. And you know, we love coming out to these types of events like Eugene. We were just talking about how amazing it is for our team to see ribbon cuttings and the opening of sober living housing, because we work hard behind the scenes to help make these things happen and to help supplement funding to make sure that these types of services can be provided in the state. So it's really special. We really appreciate being invited to take part in these types of events. This farm has come a long way since my team came down in May. Last time we were here, there was no landscaping. There was a guy here building the ramp, and so it's just really neat to see how, you know, in the course of a few short months, you just continue to enhance the space, and we can't wait to see more and more animals inhabiting the space, and you know, all the amazing services and activities that we know are going to be a part of this terrific program. I want to speak briefly about why we at the Division of Substance Abuse and Mental Health, or DSAM, believe that sober living houses or recovery residences are so important. It's important because in America, 23 million people are in recovery. Let that number sink in. And so we need recovery residences as part of the infrastructure to support recovery and wellness. A compelling amount of recent research is finding that sober living houses promote social connectedness and treatment service uptake by their residents, which in turn contributes to their sobriety. Sober living houses also reduce relapse and criminal justice involvement. The results from this emerging research are incredibly encouraging, and it affirms what we all know intuitively, which is that treatment alone or medication alone typically can't bring about the change in people's lives. Change happens in community, alongside of peers and mentors. Change happens in relationship with others, and that's true when I think about my own life. For many people, those relationships blossom in sober living houses. Sober living houses are part of the recovery capital that we know people in recovery need to maintain their wellness journey. You may not be familiar with the term recovery capital, so what do I mean by that? Recovery capital is the social, physical, human, cultural, and financial resources that support recovery. Recovery capital puts in place a safety net for people in recovery. That consists of things like a network of peers who support them and are engaging in recovery as well, stable housing, stable employment, a sense of purpose, health, and well-being. These safety nets are important because they help lower the odds for discouragement, hopelessness, and relapse. The higher someone's recovery capital, the more likely someone is to sustain their recovery. The availability of recovery residences throughout the state is a major component of DSAM's strategy to create the recovery capital safety net for our community members in recovery. We are therefore investing heavily in sober living partnerships throughout the state to ensure availability of high-quality residences. The services that are available here in this fantastic program are Medicaid reimbursable. However, for individuals who do not qualify for Medicaid, those who are uninsured or underinsured, DSAM will be proud to launch a contract starting in November to support the needs of individuals in this home. So again, we don't want lack of ability to pay to be a barrier for anyone to access high quality care. And we're proud to partner with other funding sources, Delaware State Housing Authority and HUD, and all the resources that come to play to make exciting partnerships and projects like this possible. We are one piece of the puzzle, and we're proud to stand alongside of others who are also earmarking funding. My team and I just attended the National Association of Recovery Residences Best Practices Summit in Virginia. I just got back yesterday. And while we were at the conference, the National Study of Treatment and Addiction Recovery Residences report was released, and it ranked Delaware #1 for availability of recovery residences. They identified 104 houses in Delaware. The study also found that our recovery houses are located in the 2 counties that had the highest alcohol and drug-involved mortality, which is Newcastle County and Sussex. The fact that there are so many recovery residences available is encouraging. However, we know that not all of the residences have their certification for the National Association of Recovery Residences, or NAR. DSAM is enthusiastic about the recent establishment of a Delaware-based NAR affiliate, which will help to get more recovery residences in the state certified. People in recovery deserve high-quality, clean, well-run recovery residences, and that is what NAR certification helps to achieve. We look forward to legislation being introduced in this upcoming legislative session that will identify the regulation of these houses. In addition to increasing people's recovery capital, we know we also need to facilitate ongoing access to medication for opiate use disorder and access to outpatient substance use disorder treatment. DSAM is continuing to expand the availability of publicly funded substance use treatment services to ensure that ability to pay is never a barrier for getting help or maintaining help. In closing, I want to thank Impact Life for their contribution to the Recovery Capital Network in this state. I know that your amazing and welcoming space will build people up for years to come. DSAM looks forward to continuing its partnership with your team, celebrating your residents' successes, and learning from your challenges. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Alexia Wolf, and I'm the director of the Behavioral Health Consortium in the Office of Lieutenant Governor Bethany Hall Wong. And I want to start by thanking DSHA and Impact Life for allowing me to say a few words this afternoon. And I especially want to thank all of the partners who came together with a shared goal of helping people in recovery. There's no question that Impact Life Farm is a shining example in Delaware of hard work and dedication. And it's truly amazing to see what has been created here in less than a year. These are some of the most dedicated and caring people I know, and your vision is now a reality. It's truly inspiring to see your spirit and commitment to addressing all the dimensions of life and recovery. Your approach includes health, home, community, and purpose, the 4 pillars of recovery that allow people to thrive and not just get by. And despite all of the incredible work that you do, we know that there is still so much more that needs to be done because addiction affects everyone. Our parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, children, friends. It takes a whole community to make a positive impact on addiction. Our statewide behavioral health consortium is comprised of parents, advocates, law enforcement, school districts, providers, and doctors, and we took an honest look at what the major gaps are, and we're working together to close them. We know that recovery is possible, and so many of you here today bring the spirit and commitment from your own lived experience in recovery to take that and help the next person. And with the dedication of people like you, we can restore lives, families, and communities that have been so badly hurt by this epidemic. Your collaboration is exactly the kind of effort that we need. We welcome folks to participate in our Behavioral Health Consortium, and we welcome any feedback you have. I look forward to working with all of you, and please know that I'm here ready to help in any way possible. Thank you for all that you do and the opportunity to be here today.
Hi, everybody. I don't know, I hope you can all hear me. I talk quiet sometimes. It's really not true. So first and foremost, if there's anybody here that's in recovery, can you just stand up or raise your hand if you're comfortable doing so? So I just want to congratulate all of you on your recovery and acknowledge your presence here because it's hard work, so thank you for being a shining light for others who are still sick and suffering. This whole process has been nothing short of magical and really more of a miracle. So we found out about the HUD grant I will say it's late, a little bit late notice. Normally we get something 6 weeks, 4 weeks, and we're like, oh, we have time. This was like, oh, we have like a few weeks, and somebody accidentally found it, and then we got it, and then we accidentally found the property because one of my staff is friends with a realtor who had this property sitting for a few weeks, and I was like, oh, there's no way the owner will wait through the HUD process because it was like a 4-month process, and we came and met her, and she disclosed to us that she was a domestic violence survivor and that she was it was a quick process. Sorry. I meant start to finish. They were wonderful through the whole process. Thank you guys and women. So she, you know, we came and I had Leslie, most of you know Leslie Paldino, she's our Recovery Support Services Director, who's absolutely amazing also. So we come down and we talk to Olga, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to plead my case, and I'm like, can you just hang on? We love it, we really want it, here's where we are. And she said, you don't have to say anything else. I'm gonna take it off the market and we'll see how it works out. We're gonna, you know, roll the dice and hopefully everything goes smooth and we'll do it. And it went very smooth. Everything went perfectly. And we got here and we purchased the property, and it's so funny. She follows us on Facebook and she's one of our biggest fans. Everything we post, she's like, I can't wait to see it. Then she called and asked if she could come back on the 1-year anniversary and just see the property. And it's just amazing, right, that you have people that want to support things that you do. And I experience that here all the time. I've been serving in the state of Delaware at this point for almost 25 years. And I'm just always amazed at the amount of people that will come behind me and support something that I'm doing, because I have these crazy ideas, right? Like, let's go find a farm and put animals there and have women come and everyone's like, yes, that sounds great. And I'm like, okay, yay, I'm glad we're on board, let's get it done. So, you know, the idea behind this, so when I was 18 years old, I was pregnant and suffering, and, you know, my mom got on the phone trying to find a safe place for me to be, because I wasn't necessarily safe with her in her home because I was a little bit of a menace. Just right, Mom? Just like a little bit though, right? Yes, just a little bit. And I mean, she was at her wit's end and calling everybody under the sun. Oh, my aunt's here too. I was a menace with her for a little while too. I'm sorry, I love you guys. I hope you're proud now. You know, and my mom called everybody under the sun trying to find a safe place for me to be, because being pregnant at 18, there wasn't a whole lot of options. And luckily for me, my mom's persuasive, and she always gets what she wants when she starts to make phone calls to important people. And so I got into the Byard House, and it was amazing. But at the Byard House, when you have your baby, at the time when you had your baby, you had to leave. So now I'm an 18-year-old mom who is a whole hot mess, with really nowhere to go, right? And I never want a parent or loved one to have to go through that, right? When there's programs like this that can exist, because when you don't know how to like be a mom and do simple, I didn't know how to bathe the baby. Like you don't know how to do those things, or balance a checkbook, or pay your bills, or any of those things. You know, the goal for us in all of our housing programs is to do that. So, you know, I got in trouble a lot as a kid, and I would go to Galena. My grandparents lived in Galena, Maryland, and they had land. And it was one of the most peaceful places, one, because my grandmother was an absolute angel. And two, right, because it was open like this and it was just beautiful. So we pulled up here and I was like, that's it, this is it. And again, only by the grace of God and others are we all standing here today. But there are some people that have played a part in this process that I just really need to thank. So number one, Attack Addiction. So Dave Humes and Don Keister have been family to me since 2013. And I told Don the other day, he didn't believe me. If it wasn't for Don Keister and Attack Addiction, Impact would not exist, because I was afraid. I was afraid to go out on my own. I was afraid to leave a comfortable corporate job. And I was afraid to do this. And Don had faith in us to partner with them and help with their housing program. And Dave and I have worked together since 2014 on naloxone. So if Don wouldn't have asked us to help, and he wouldn't have had faith in me, and they wouldn't have just been the amazing humans and family that they are, again, we wouldn't be here. So first and foremost, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you do to support us. So Cindy walked us through this whole and I know she was tired of me, and I know she was. Like, Cindy, well, can we do this? Well, what about this? Can you explain this again? How about this form? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because you made us believe that we could do this when I was a little bit unsure. So thank you to Cindy and to DSA, to DSAM and to DSHA and to HUD To everybody involved, thank you. So, meanwhile, Eugene and I have known each other forever. Like he said, this whole time I'm talking, I didn't even know Eugene was in position where he was because I haven't worked in this. I didn't even call in a favor. I just didn't even know, right? I have been out of the state for a couple years, so, but thank you. I wouldn't have called in a favor. I wouldn't have done that. I went the right way. So, okay. So you know, those individuals definitely, you know, made this possible. And then I would be remiss if I didn't call out Deb. So Deb Brown, can you just raise your hand real quick? So Deb is just another one of these stumbled upon each other through a partner, got connected. She's done a lot of consulting for us. This wouldn't have happened without all the work that Deb put in behind the scenes and pushing me when I was about to give up and quit and no, this is too hard. Why do I want to work on my own and not work for another company? This is way too hard. Deb was like, no, we can do it. Let's get it done. So thank you for all of your work. And everybody else, thank all of you for coming and showing up today. I appreciate it. So there's one other person. So Mr. Marino. So John Marino's here today. If you could raise, no, don't. I know he hates when he gets spotlight, but he's another individual. We crossed paths a bunch of years ago, and just shows up for me day in, day out for whatever I need, anytime. Drove up from Newcastle County, and he's a really busy man. You and your family, I am indebted to. I appreciate you, so thank you for being here today. So there's three people that, you gotta bear with me because this will be a little difficult. So there's three families here that I wanna acknowledge. Because again, this wouldn't have happened without a few special people. So, you know, we're all here because we're fighting this ravenous disease of addiction. And there's some important people that have come into my life that played a part in this farm. So I know that Josh Fisher's family is here. If you all could just stand up for a minute. My friend Josh, this is his family. My friend Josh, he passed away on May 3rd of an accidental overdose. He took me to a place called Shar Hope a couple years ago. It's a recovery farm in Bel Air, Maryland. And we spent the whole day there. Melissa, don't kill me. We spent the whole day there, and he was trying to get his sister into treatment at the time. And he was like, take a picture of me near this horse and send it to my sister and tell her, please, please, please go to treatment. That day was so magical. I left there and I said, Josh, we have to do that in Delaware. Josh is as crazy as me, right? He was like, I'm gonna help you do it. We're gonna do it. Let's pull it off. And he started introducing me to all these people that ran recovery farms and had houses and just did this. This wouldn't happen if it wasn't for your son. I appreciate you guys coming today. Thank you. There's a tree right here to my right. It's a weeping willow. We're gonna plant it up in the front in Josh's memory, and we're gonna put a plaque there. And I have a card here, and I'll bring it to you guys afterwards. It's got the coordinates of the tree, so you always know where it is. So I have this for you, and I'm gonna come hug you guys, and you guys can help me plant it when we're done. Thank you for coming. They drove up from Maryland to be here today. Your son made an impact on so many people. Anybody here who knows Josh, he answered the phone at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 7 a.m., and I would call him and I'd be like, listen, I just need a break from this work. And he'd be like, let's go eat good food at wherever. And you never knew where you were ending up. Sometimes it was this really bougie, good restaurant. Other times it was like something that looked like it got condemned by the health department, but you trusted him, so you ate there. Good times. I love you all. Thank you for giving us Josh. Thank you for being here today. Eric Madison. So Eric's family's here. If you all could just stand up for a minute. Eric's family, my extended family. Eric told me to stop being scared. I kept saying, well, what if this happens and what if that happens? And he said, even if all that happens, God's got you, so just step out on faith and do it. I was scared. I was scared to do this. Eric passed away of an accidental overdose in August of 2020, and man, he was larger than life. larger than life, and just never feared any of it. Knew what his purpose was, served. He knew that this was going to happen. Like, he knew before I knew. I just had to stop being scared, and when he died, it was his mom and I talked for months, and she's like, just go do it. You've done all this. Like, you've done all this for everybody else. Now go do it for yourself and do it the right way. Do it better. There's a tree here, the one in the middle with Lauren, what's it called? What she said. It's a really pretty one. We're going to plant that one over there. I have the coordinates here for you as well, so we'll do that before we leave. I love you all. Thank you for everything. Appreciate it. I know he was a pain in your butt. He's a pain in mine too, but I miss him every day. Man, last but not least, so the only reason I ever started working in this field is because I was in a toxic relationship with an individual who's addicted to heroin. My children's father, my older 3 kids, their dad passed away April of this year from an accidental overdose after 93 days sober after 21 years of active addiction, finally asked for help, got sober, and then passed away 3 months later. I won't embarrass my kids and have them come up, but we're going to plant a tree in his name up at the end as well. I have a card for you guys to have. You know, Josh was like, since you think you know everything, go to school and learn how to fix me. Guess what I did? Yeah. Still trying. You know, I wanted to share those stories with you because we don't take this work lightly, you know, and we take a beating sometimes when we're of service in this field, and we do this so that other families don't have to go through what Josh's families are going through. But for me, we have to find some joy and hope in it, you know, and so we're going to plant those trees so that anybody coming in that driveway, they're right there, right on the right-hand side. They're there, and people know who they were, and they know what their connection to this healing place is. So Joanna mentioned the grounds and how beautiful they are. We take a lot of pride in that. I just want to, real quick, Jerry Daugherty owns Country Lawn Care. Jerry, can you raise your hand? I know you don't want to, but it's okay. Jerry and his team donated all of this. So they donated all the landscaping, an irrigation system. I'm so grateful. I know I've told you, but I'm grateful, so thank you. And our contractor, they're not here, but the home renovators, so they're doing all the work inside the house. Amazing. Mike is the owner. He employs people in recovery. That's why we hired them. And they do a lot of give back to the community. So I have stood up here and talked long enough. I appreciate all of you, everybody who came today. Thanks for always supporting us. Thank you for everybody who came, eat barbecue, pet the cute animals. Please, Lauren's trying to tell me something. Tell me again. Oh, walk on the trail, yes. Lauren's pushing prevention and wellness, which is also one of our pillars, prevention and wellness. Walk around, and please come up and say hello. I would like to, meet anyone who wants to learn more about the farm. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you.
That's what I'm here for. I can do it. I was about to say, no.